Hi all, it's Lori with a craft party. Decided that we were going to make a junk journal today from start to finish. Well, from start, and then we'll probably have a part 2 for the finishing because the glue will be wet. So first thing we want is, I've got a 12 by 12 piece of cardboard. It's not very thick. It's the back of one of my paper packs. So it's just the backing on there. And we want to measure it at 7.5. Get out my handy dandy measuring device. Can't think of what I want to call it today. 7.5. We're going to cut it off on this side because that side's bent. So cut it off at 7.5. By 9.5. Okay. And we want to score at 3 3/4 and 5.5. 3 3/4 and 5.5. Okay. Want to line this up right. We want to score at 3 3/4. And 5.5. And that'll make our spine. Okay. Fold that over. Make sure they're even. And that is a 2-inch spine. So we're going to cut 2 inches off our scrap. Cut it this way. To make the spine a little stronger. Oops. There we go. Oh, that's not quite right. We want to cut it down just a little bit more. See if that's enough. I must not have had it lined up quite correctly. It's still not. We need to take about 1/4 of an inch off still. Okay. And we want to glue that down in there. I'm going to cut mine off. And you can even it up a little later. I'm just using regular school glue for this. You can use your Barely Arts glue or your art glitter glue. It's okay, but you don't need to. This is one of the times when it works out fine to use the cheap stuff. And you want, then I just stuck my finger in the glue. Then you want to stick that in there as your spine, just to sturdy it up a little bit. You won't see it, so it doesn't matter that it's not even on both sides. I'm going to cut this and make it more even. There we go. So now we have our book spine. Starting to get a little bit of a mess sitting here. Then we want to take our paper, and I'm going to go back to using that Kirby Teesdale from the Paper Studio. I believe I got it at Hobby Lobby, and I'm going to pick a pattern out of here that I'd like the junk journal to be. Ooh, that's a pretty one. I think I'll take that one. And these excess you see hanging out is what I do with when I have scraps, and I just tuck them inside here. That way I keep my scraps together in case I need a scrap. Okay. You're going to go to the outside edge, the outside of your junk journal cardboard, and I am going to measure this. I got more than one page. Okay. I think we'll have it going this way. And I'm just gonna eyeball it. Looks good. And I'm gonna turn it back over and center it up. I want to spread glue down the spine again. And again, I'm just using the cheapy glue. Take my spatula and kind of smooth that out. And it doesn't matter if it gets a little off the side of your spine, because we're going to glue that too. It just makes it a little easier to do the spine first. Center it in the middle of your paper as best you can. Okay, then you're going to flip open your one side and you're going to do the same exact thing. And then you're going to fold over the other side and do it a third time. That should be plenty. It's probably too much. Okay. Now you use the paper. You can use thicker paper than this if you want. And I can see now that I'm crooked. We'll just have to cut crooked. I'm going to use my handy dandy cutting tool. And I want to leave about, I want to say, a ½ an inch. We'll see if that works out all right around the outside edge. You can just eyeball it. It's just you want an edge around the outside. How are y'all doing today? I hope everybody is well. We're doing fine. Nothing going on at our house today, which that's how it normally is, and we like it that way. Then you want to go around and fold this over on all the outside edges. Okay. Then we're going to cut these corners off. Just a little slanted, not much. And we're going to glue these down. I prefer to glue down my short edges first, but it's up to you. It's not going to be seen, so it's okay however you do it. That one didn't glue down very good. Try that again. My school glue is getting a little about empty, so it's taking me a little longer to glue this up. Okay. And if it'll bend open a little bit, and all you have to do is go down by the spine and give it a cut. Oops. And now you're going to want to let this dry. I'm going to keep working, but your best bet is to go ahead and let this dry and come back. Then the next thing I want to do is pick another pattern paper or use the same one. It's up to you to make for the inside. And what we want to do here is turn it over. I'm lining it up with my grid on my table. I don't know if that's going to matter or not, but I want it to overhang just a little bit. So I am going to take my pencil, and now I'm going to cut or draw outline where that is and cut it out. Grab my handy dandy paper cutter. Oops. And I want to cut just to the inside of that line. I don't really want to see that line. Save that piece for later, for a later date, I guess, not really for this project. And again, I want to cut it just to the outside of the line. I think I'd cut it crooked, but we'll make it work. This will be the way my book faces towards me with this on as the cover. So I want to turn this paper around to fit on the inside of here. I'm going to take my glue, and I think I'll start with the center again. And what did I do with my spatula? And again, if it goes over the sides, that's okay, because we're going to be continuing to do this. It just is nice if you can get the spine on first. You can move the paper a little bit more easily. You want to kind of center that up. Do the same thing on this side. Use your spatula to, oops, I got a little over the edge. That's okay. It's all right. Flatten that down. Grab my towel to clean up my mess. Push down that side. Open up the other side. I'm going to turn it. Open up the other side. Use your spatula. Okay. Use my towel paper for, actually it's not paper, it's a real towel. Clean up that excess around the outside. You want to hold your side up like I'm doing right now and pressing in that crease so that way the paper will fold into that crease and not bunch up. Do it on the opposite side. Kind of just keep folding that crease up and pushing down. You want to do this while your glue is still wet. And there we have the outside of our junk journal. We're going to do a part 2 because I want to let this dry before we put eyelets in. Otherwise it'll pull on the cardboard. So we're going to do a part 2 and I will see you back here. Have a great day. Hugs.